Here is why job hopping abroad means that I am actually more secure than someone who is stuck in a 9 to 5 for the last 10 years of their life. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about how the path that I took to go and travel, do loads of different jobs abroad and basically live my life has actually led to me feeling more secure in life than someone who has a secure career. Now this is a debate that I think a lot of people have, especially in their early 20s. They're debating whether they should move abroad, whether they should go traveling, or whether they should prioritize going into a career, going to uni and playing it safe, as they say. As I'll come on to in this video, I genuinely believe that someone who has job hopped, worked loads of different industries and experienced life, I believe that I am a lot more secure than someone who has just stuck in that one career. I feel like most people believe that, most people, I think if you ask them, will think that being in the career, maybe having the mortgage, being secure in that sense, leads to you being more secure in life. But I actually disagree. Let's just look at both sides. For me, I've worked so many different jobs across my early 20s and teens, but particularly living abroad. I've worked so many different jobs and had so many different experiences. Let's just go through a few of them. Before I moved abroad, I did hospitality, I did retail work, I did warehouse work. Since moving abroad, I've done retail, I've done construction, I did my farm work, I did regional work in Queensland where I worked on a farm, loads of different farms. I volunteered in Southeast Asia, I've done warehouse work abroad, I've done a massive mixture of work. And whilst to someone maybe hiring for a job might look at that as a bad thing because I haven't stuck in one job and I've really hopped about, I think it's one of my biggest strengths to the fact that I have done that, and I'll explain why. Take for example your average person, maybe back home in the UK, who is stuck in one career for their whole life. Maybe they went to uni to study a certain thing and they've just stuck in that one career and they've worked there for like the last 10 years and that's all they know and that's all they do. And that's the first problem, is that is all they know. If they ever wanted a change of career, or they were in a situation where they got fired from their job, made redundant, or for some reason couldn't work in that industry again, they're because they've never worked anything else in their life. And also, they haven't had any experience of starting new jobs. For people who work for big companies and stuff, the growth is very slow. Some people can grow very quickly in a career, get promotions and progress, and fair play to them if that's what they want to do. But I think a lot of people have gone through that initial stage of the job where they're learning for maybe the first few months, but once they're in that job, they're just stagnant. They're just completely stagnant. It's just staying still. They're not learning anything new. They're just repeating the cycle, just comfortable. And because they're comfortable and they think that, you know, they've got this job which they know, they're completely secure. But for example, times like COVID, if that didn't wake a lot of people up, then I don't know what would, because people might have been made redundant from careers in that time and they've never had any experience with starting a new job. And a lot of people who have been in a career and they lose their job, they end up being out of work for months because they don't know what to do with themselves. They've had no experience of starting new jobs. Changing industry is too risky for them because they've never tried anything different, so it's too big of a risk. And it's a massive deal for them starting up a new job. I compare that to my situation where I've job hopped, I've worked lots of different areas. If I get fired from my job right now, big deal. I'm literally gonna go and get another one, and I could do it in any of the industries that I've had experience in. I could do hospitality, I could do retail, I could do warehouse work, construction, the list goes on. And I've been able to build my skill set up in all these different jobs, which I think is more of a strength than someone who's stuck in one career and is just comfortable now. And moving abroad and doing all this has allowed me to really work out what I actually want to do with my life, and that is go and work for myself, make content, do stuff like that. That's what I want to do with my life, and moving abroad has allowed me to realize that. If I stuck in a career at home, it just kind of, your vision's blurred, you don't get to see your full goals because you're comfortable and you're sticking in that one career. A fear for me is getting to my mid 30s, perhaps I've got into a career, and like I said, I either get bored with that career or I get made redundant or something, and I'm in a really sticky situation because that's all that I know. Compared now to, for example, if I get to a life where I can work for myself, I can always change doing what I want to do. Or even if I did have to work a career, I can still change and do lots of different things because I have that experience now in different roles. So it always allows me to pivot, and I think especially the period that I'm at now, living abroad, I don't have a mortgage, I don't have a car, I don't really have a career which I have to stick in. It allows me to feel that sense of freedom, and I can go whichever direction I want with my life currently, which I think for someone in their 20s, for me, is the best thing ever. Like, it might not be the case for everyone. You might be happier in a career knowing you're somewhat secure. But for me, at this point in my mid-20s, I love the fact that I have that freedom, providing I've got the money. I have the freedom to go into what career I want, live where I want, and I think that's the best thing. Obviously, it's not the case for everyone. Not everyone cares about freedom. You might want to be tied up with a career, but for me, that was never of interest to me, definitely not at this age. It's been the best thing that I've been able to live life the last couple of years rather than just repeating that same cycle in a career. And for you guys who are debating going traveling or getting into a career, first of all, you don't need a career. You can do what you want with your life. Or if you want to go into a career, there's nothing wrong with prolonging it until your late 20s or your 30s. For me, I think it's shit when I see young people and I speak to them and they're just go to uni, and the second they finish uni they go straight into their career. And I think it's because I can't picture myself in their shoes. For someone who left the UK at 21 and has travelled to a lot of countries, lived abroad and had some pretty amazing experiences, I find it hard to put myself in the shoes of someone who, has just gone to uni and gone into a career. I find it hard to put myself in their shoes. Now, this video is not to tell you guys to do that. Don't get me wrong, this video will only make sense to the people who have a similar mindset to me, that do want to travel, that do want to live abroad, that do want to have that option of being able to, work where you want. And like I said, to some of you guys, it won't make sense because you might be happy working your 9-to-5 job. And if you are, then definitely don't leave if you're happy. I'm always speaking for people who kind of aren't happy and don't know where to start. So thank you for watching. They are the reasons why I believe, in a lot of ways, not every way, but in a lot of ways, I am more secure than someone who is stuck in a career their whole life and has maybe got a mortgage. The fact I have the freedom right now, I think in a lot of ways is a big bit of security, because if something goes wrong, I lose a job, we get kicked out of our house, we can just get another one, and that's the best thing about it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon with another video.